we are here to have a very interesting conversation on how real estate is growing in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. So first of all, I would like to throw the question to you, about how do you see the growth of Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities, and is there a growing interest, and please tell us about it.
So this is about Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities is
the growth, yes.
Yeah. So as you know, the urbanization in India from 2000 to now, it has increased from 28% to 36%. Now when the urbanization happens, the major cities get a lot of problems like congestions, like the cost increases. So it's a natural growth which happens on the adjoining areas or the other cities. The next bigger factor is the big connectivity projects which are happening, infrastructure projects which are happening. The highways are connecting, the railways are connecting. So the living has become much, much easier in the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. So the cost, land cost is less, cost of living is less. At the same time, the employment opportunities have improved. So it's a very, very natural growth. And in the future also, because what we call about Viksit Bharat, it is 2047, the urbanization will be 50%. So another 25 crore people will be living in the Tier 2 to Tier 3 cities. So naturally, the real estate going to go in a very big way.
Yeah. Thank you. That's quite interesting. Mr. Bridge, I would like to understand, a lot of hospitals and all of that, these are decisions that really help people to invest, Can they, focus on really rely on the infrastructure in that city, Tier 1, we are talking about Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. So what is your opinion on this?
Very good question. First of all, good evening to everyone. I think health sector investments play a very vital role as an anchor for overall development of the city, And it goes hand in hand with the other asset class also. When you talk about real estate, especially residential, commercials, retails, or there are many asset class which should be part of the overall development. And I don't think any asset class goes without going holistically as a part of the development. And it also provides better accessibility. If you think about, let's say, you go to Tier 2 city, Tier 3 city, I think people will feel like staying when they have all facility, and especially health facility is pretty important for everyone. And I think it stays everyone's mind since we take birth, I think overall life cycle of any individuals, And if you create a very safe environment and all of us that will be taken care of very well, so I think nobody will feel like living Tier 2, Tier 3 city in today's world, because now technology is so good, is so accessible that I think the livable quality in Tier 2 and Tier 3 city from environmental point of view, it is far better than metro, what we have been noticing, especially Delhi, Mumbai, or any big cities, So I think it should be a holistic development. When we plan, we have to collaborate with the developer also that, look, if you have hospital facility together as a part of development, I think it will bring retention of all the best peoples, best professionals. And the way GCC is coming up, I think it'll be better to stay away from the main city and work in an environment which is very safe from, your health point of view, So it has very important thing. And it also generate multiple economic activity for various asset class, residential, after house or offices, after our schooling, one would like to always to be taken care of when you have hospital at your facilities. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll just pick something that you said about GCC. Mr. Salil, I would like to understand, how do you feel that Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities can position themselves in a manner to attract more GCC investment?
Thank you for asking this question. See, the GCC evolve is just a tip of an iceberg at the moment. And your metropolitan cities are already looking like saturated in terms of infrastructure, road, water, supply, sewage system. I don't think city like Bangalore, Hyderabad would much be able to take the load further. And moreover, when the economy of the country has from like sometime like way back, 15, 20 years back, 1 trillion, today is 4 trillion and subsequently turning to 8 trillion, then 12 trillion. So these cities will be much costlier to manage. And GCC has again a different grades of like managing, suppose food business, pharmaceutical GCC and different type of GCC, company backing financial operations. So that would be a segregation would soon be assumed. So a mid-level GCC management to the food operation or billing operation has to look for a mid-level cheaper options. And tier 2, tier 3 cities, now you have seen that everywhere the infrastructure, the new cities are evolving to the nearby cities. Suppose Agra, the new Agra is evolving. So it will be much beneficial in the entire ecosystem to provide GCC platform to the tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well, where the cost of the operation of the per people would be much cheaper compared to grade A city or tier 1 cities. So that is a need and an hour that certain segment of the GCC business has to shift. And moreover, the cost of living is much more costlier. A guy living in Noida or Gurgaon, suppose it's very difficult to manage 1.5 lakh salary per month, whereas the same somebody in tier 2, 3 city, a 70, 80,000 will be much more good enough because they have their parental house there. So the cost of entire ecosystem support a very cost-effective operations. So it will be need of every GCC to fragment operations based on their return on investment or earning tier 1 certain section, tier 2, tier 3 certain section. So it's very much there. You have seen many companies are already shifting some operations, say 20% of the operation to Lucknow, and some will be, even future will be shifted to Gorakhpur or Kanpur cities like as well. So there's very bright future for this. Thank you.
So there's one question that I want to ask all three of you. What are those 2 or 3 things that you see are very, very critical to really enhance that investment and growth momentum in tier 2 and 3 cities? We can start with you.
In tier 2 and tier 3 cities, initially things started with a kind of a plotted development. Now they're coming up with the built-ups are coming up. But very important is the social infrastructure. And what Mr. Yadav was talking about, the hospitals, for example, the other aspects. If we do not create those kind of infrastructure, then the development will be lopsided. The people will not be attracted. So you require a good commercial, the retail, the social life, and the education, all need to go together. So the holistic development is the need of the hour. Thank you.
Thank you. What would you like to say?
Can you repeat your question,
Yeah,
ma'am?
so according to you, what are those key ingredients that are needed to really, push that investment in tier 2 and tier 3 cities? And
See, the fundamental need of the GCC would be law and order situation. Because new generation, you must have seen the different, even a movie came, is 3. That was the migration. The basic was migration from tier 2, tier 3 to the tier 1 city. So those migrations lead, of course, a sophisticated infrastructure, which include education, your healthcare, your hanging around a good modern life, which is the need of the hour. So that same ecosystem of the part of ecosystem in the tier 1 has to be translated to the tier 2 as well. Otherwise, this migration would be it has to be stopped. And necessarily, we have to provide a good ecosystem where their children get good education, good environment, and everything like what tier 1 has. So definitely, these systems are need of the hour. So has to be provided. Thank you.
Mr. Bridge, before you answer this question, I remember having a conversation with some senior doctors some 2-3 years ago, and they were telling me how it's a big challenge to really get good doctors to tier 2 and tier 3 cities, because obviously they're looking for those metro facilities for their families, which is a challenge. So from the, hospital sector, the medical sector, what is your thought? What is it that's needed to get talent there?
I think this is very, very important for any one of us as a part of the society. For anything to sustain or to retain talent, we need holistic development. If you're going to Tier 2, Tier 3 city, you need to have holistic infrastructure, and infrastructure forms the backbone of any country development. So you have to have social infrastructure as well as your hardcore infrastructures. You have to have accessibility of road. Of course, hospital is needed. But to attract, especially the doctors and all, you have to have very good quality other asset class like residential so that they can stay. You should have world-class schools for them to educate their children. As long as retention is concerned, training development is very much available now, and with advent of AI, you can educate people sitting from anywhere. And we have created world-class, basically, education center within the MAX also, which has been educating all the people right from nursing to even the doctor also in-house program. So it'll be pretty good to think about holistically. Overall, that will be the possibility to retain good quality doctors to serve society. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was quite interesting hearing your perspective, and I know it was a short conversation, but a very useful and a very insightful one. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Kalpana requests you to stay on stage, a token of appreciation for all of our guests here on stage as well. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. That was a very crisp conversation that Kalpana has moderated here on stage. Well, let's keep the claps running, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Kalpana. Appreciate you joining us here on stage. Thank you as well to our panelists for a very insightful conversation.